Ladies and gentlemen, before the next race, Anthony Jordan is still down in the paddock area. Now, with the rain in the air and forecast of thunder, there's going to be some very busy mechanics, and Anthony Jordan is there to tell us all about it.
Thank you very much, Henry. Yes, so one race done. The drivers were talking about it was a little bit slippery out there on the slick tyres at the end of the race, and there were big drops of rain. It is still raining. It's very light. It's very spitty. Now, there was a bit of a hype at the moment. Mechanics were getting the wet tyres at the ready, but it now looks like they've got rid of the wet tyres and they're sticking to slicks. And I'm standing here and I'm getting wet. The rain's still coming down. There's one kart actually on wet tyres here in front of me. The 21 Cormac has got a fresh set of wet, well, they're not fresh, but they're slightly used set of wet tyres on. Everyone else at the moment is on slicks, and the drops of rain are getting heavier and heavier down here, Henry, and I think slicks may not be the right call here, and well, 99.9% of this grid is on them. One driver is on the wets. Of course, if Motorsport UK will make a call, sorry, you're going to get run over there, Mr. Cameraman. Race Control could make a call here in a moment and say that that's not the right call, and they might actually put a delay on this race so drivers can change over to the wets. But they had the opportunity. They chucked them all back in the tyre bay. They've not gone for them. We might have delay here, Henry. We might have a delay.
Okay, thank you, Anthony. Well, of course, you're thinking at home, well, Josh Cormac, who you can see it for yourselves. Now, the tarmac does drive very quickly. These are the Micromax drivers. They are some of the youngest drivers here. Anthony is talking about a delay. The Motorsport UK officials will only delay event if they believe the safety of the drivers is at risk. If they believe that the circuit is dry enough for them to drive on slicks safely, they might be slow, but they're not going to be endangering their safety, then they will let them go. And if they let them go, Josh Cormac, who is starting last on the grid, is the only driver who has gambled on wet tyres. Now, this is the ironic thing. At the moment, Josh Cormac is now saying, okay, please stop raining, because the track's nice and wet. I've got an advantage, but it's not dangerous. So if it carries on raining, as you can see, it's raining very, very hard, this could be very interesting indeed. So I know that there'll be parents, there'll be people in teams, and think, well, we made the right call. We got to go out and race. The motorsport officials will have, there is a signal from the Motorsport UK, or from the grid marshal there, to say, and they're going to go. Anthony Jordan joined us back up in the commentary box now. There are 23 drivers on this grid. 22 of them are on slick tyres. One starting stone last on wet tyres in the pouring rain. Let's have a look. It's hot. It's Micromax, and it's up next. Here we go then, your starting lineup as follows. Edward Haynes and Oliver Spencer start from row number 1. Emerson McAndrew-Uren, the round 1 winner, and Harry Taylor start on row 2. Oliver Warner and Riley Murrow go on row number 3.
Row number 4, it will be Maximilian Abrahart and Colby Patterson. Theo Bradshaw and Samuel Lowdy go from row 5 with Luke Millward and Austin Oman rounding out row number 6.
Zach Starbuck and Jack Freeman are on row 7. Joshua Cook and Jensen Chalk, row 8. Grayson Wortley and Max Gilman are on row number 9.
Sebastian Lusch and Dean Pahal go from row 10. Arthur Farrow and Kian Bernard round out row 11. And Josh Cormac at the back of the grid on wet tyres.
Now,
well, as far as I'm concerned, Josh Cormac's won this race.
If they don't stop it, and if there are carts slipping and sliding now, that's Emerson McAndrew-Uren on the grass. The number 53 has gone as well. The driver's starting 3rd and 4th. Now this is where the officials will be looking very, very closely at the circuit. Now, they'll be looking at the circuit. Emerson McAndrew-Uren trying to get his kart back on in the pouring rain. It's slick tyres. It's going to get beached, Emmy. No, he's back up and running, and the yellow flag's waving. Now, we could have a few more rolling laps while the drivers get themselves back into position. Oh, Harry Taylor, and he's begging the official. He's begging the official, and they're well done. The result to get the car. He's looking around. Can he get the car? Can he help? I'm not sure if he can. Now, they're into the tram lines. The lights are green. We are racing, and they got a tiptoe through turn number 1, and we're minus the 2 second row drivers. Emerson McAndrew, Uren right at the back. Harry Taylor not going to take the start at all. And now, watch the back. Yes, yellow flags waving. Josh Cormack is going to have to be very careful here. He is going to have such an advantage, but he's got to tiptoe his way through, and he can't get involved in anything like that. That's Cian Bernard at the back. Where is Cormack? Cormack was 21st. Oh, he's so much quicker. Off goes the number 16 Hunter Motor Sam Pollitt racing cart. They're running wide. This is very, very sketchy indeed. And look at Josh Cormack. He's already passed most of the field.
He's in the race lead from the back of the grid straight into the race lead. He's the only one on wet tyres. Everyone, it's just an ice rink out there.
It is absolutely indeed. But now it's okay. Let's have a look. Safety. This track does dry very quickly. It's still pouring with rain, however. There is a view. You can see, look how hard the drivers are working, the steering and trying to generate any sort of grip from those slick front racing tyres. So it's actually Luke Millward.
Yeah,
it's a 1-2 for the Toby George Motorsport team. Kirsty Hockley from their media department will be absolutely trying to get as many photos as she can as her team run 1-2. Well, Toby George's team run 1-2 at the moment. Where is Josh Cormack?
He's actually only in 16th place, so yeah, we were getting confused there. It was a Toby George Motorsport car that was leading. It was actually 1-2, like you were saying. But yeah, Josh Cormack, who's the only driver on wet tyres, is actually still only P16.
But it's because there's karts spinning. There's another kart spinning. This is an absolute lottery at the moment. So, but what Josh Cormack has got to not do is there are karts spinning in front of him. There's Jensen Chalk almost running off circuit. Down the hill we go. And again, you know, there's been lots of spins, but because they're travelling slower, there's no standing water. So what we're saying is there's no aquaplaning. No. Aquaplaning is what really is the safety concern. And there is, there's an Argenti kart running wide, and a couple of the drivers now.
There's Cormack.
Josh Cormack moves into what is 3rd place. Well, it's a Toby George Motorsport 1, 2, 3. The third of those drivers now on wet tyres. And Josh Cormack slides at the inside. Josh Cormack never on a British Championship podium. That could change, provided they don't stop the race and run it as a 2-parter with everyone else on wet. Oh, and it's too easy for Josh Cormack. But, Anthony, that's a gamble you have to take. Sometimes you make a gamble and it's proven wrong. We've seen that plenty of times with drivers gambling on wets and the track dries out and they get lapped before the end of it. Sometimes it just happens when it's right. It does remind me of a race back, and you have to humour me for a minute, showing my age here. Jamie Sharp, current Walter Hayes Trophy champion in Formula Ford at Lark Hall back in 2011, 2010. He was at the back of the grid. He was the only driver to go out on wet tyres, and he won by over a lap.
Yeah.
It has happened before. It happens once in a blue moon. Could this be Josh Cormack's moment to shine?
The only thing that these drivers have is that if it does stop raining, like you say, this track dries so quickly. The temperature is still very humid here as well.
Yes.
So if it stops raining,
11
like
minutes
now,
ago, yep.
If it stops raining now, which at the look of that picture there, I don't think it's going to, it might dry and the slicks may come in.
On Friday, it spat with rain quite a lot.
Yes.
And the drivers not once went on wet tyres.
No.
Because it was just there. So let's, that incident marshal there is going to be running out of the way. There is a kart. Well, I have to say this. Every driver, Harry Taylor didn't start the race. He beached it on the opening lap. 22 drivers started this race. 22 drivers are still running. Emerson McAndrew Uren is still 22nd. He's 30 seconds behind him. But look at that. Well, okay, Josh Cormack is doing 56.9s. Everybody else doing 103s. The back markers doing 106, 109, 110. Emerson McAndrew-Uren is 7 seconds a lap quicker than the back markers on these tyres. So he's going to be coming into our screen shortly. There's Jensen Chalk in the number 64 kart. This is the battle for, I'm trying to look down to see, this is the battle for 4th place. But it's going to be very, very tricky to track the order. It's Cormac leading from Luke Millward and Colby Patterson. Toby George Motorsport, in their first year at the British Championship, at the moment have got a podium lockout, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, this is certainly going the way for Toby George Motorsport, isn't it? They'll be loving this. But yeah, this is certainly going to be an interesting one for these drivers. They are going to have such a challenge here. They are the youngest of the drivers that we have here this weekend. And of course, this will be a big learning curve for them.
Motorsport Magpie asks a very good question. Right, Cormac, how many can you lap? My answer is all of them.
Well,
he's going to lap the field, ladies and gentlemen.
He's still got 10 minutes.
If things stay as they are, you're going to see something that we've never seen before in the Wera Tools British Kart Championship. Josh Cormac can make his own bit of history. We look back at Catherine White, Wilton Mill, 2020, winning from the back of the grid. Oh, there's a spin for number 61, Max Abrahart, going in to the back of the pole sitter, Edward Haynes. There's your race leader. Toby George Motorsport, Josh Cormac, he's got the salt tyre on the top of his crash helmet. He has now just got to focus. We think this is easy because he's on the right tyres. It is not easy. It becomes a mental game now. He knows he's got to control himself. He would have known what you and I knew, Anthony, on that dummy grid, that he had won this race from the start. But of course he hadn't. He still had to get through the whole field.
Yeah.
He still has to keep it on the black stuff, off the green stuff, you know. And Adam Crossfire makes a very good point on the live chat. He said the conditions aren't dangerous, they're just very tricky. The drivers are driving to the conditions, and if anyone will say, oh, it's not fair, it's not fair. No, it's not fair. As I say that, there are 22 drivers still running. One of those drivers is trying to get their car back in there. That is Dian Pahal.
Yeah.
Dian Pahal. The results runners, the track runners are earning their money here. It's Millward and Patterson second and third. Zach Starbuck runs in fourth. Then it is Jensen Chalk in fifth. Joshua Cook is sixth, followed by Jack Freeman, Edward Haynes, Oliver Warner and Grayson Wortley. That's your top 10. Oliver Spencer is 11th, then Samuel Lowdy, Riley Murrow, Max Gilman, Kian Bernard, Max Abrahart, Austin Oman, Theo Bradshaw, Sebastian Lush, Arthur Farrow, Emerson McAndrew and Dian Pahal, who is a lap down, and there is Dian out of the race. I wonder which team he supports.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like Ferrari.
I think you could be right. Yeah, obviously, this is a once-in-a-blue moon situation, isn't it? It really is.
Absolutely. So we've got to celebrate it, what we're watching, so we may not see it again. There's the battle of the second place. Now, Toby George will be having absolute kittens in the paddock because he's thinking, okay, he's got a 1, 2, 3, Luke Millward and Colby Patterson. They're not taking each other out. They're pushing each other harder. And do you know something, Anthony?
Yeah.
The rain is stopping.
I've got to say, it is dramatically calming down now. That shot there doesn't show it.
No, but outside the window, the rain is stopping. Now, let's look at lap times. The drivers on slick tyres were doing 104s earlier on. They're now doing 102s. Josh Cormac is still 5 seconds a lap quicker, but track conditions are beginning to improve. We've got 6.5 minutes left. And Josh Cormac's lead is 33 seconds.
Well, there we go. That is, well, I mean, if they can get that sorted out, like the track conditions sorted out and
oh, hang on, Colby, hang on. He hung on.
Oh, again, and that.
Oh, another driver.
Just squeezing that throttle for half a second too much in the
same
spot, and you'll find that, it just carries on.
Sebastian Lush And now the incident marshal there, if the incident marshal touches the kart, it's game over.
Yeah.
And he was giving Sebastian as many opportunities, and I think there were karts coming, and now he's had to move the kart out of the way. And again, it's a safety issue. You can't have a young driver on a slippery track with his back to traffic trying to pull his kart back onto the track.
So
the safety marshal
especially
had
in
to
these conditions.
start to step in. There is the number 70 kart. So that is Grayson Wortley for the Cato Motorsport team out of 10th place. And Josh Cormack continues to lead. Is he amongst the lap traffic just yet? He's closing in on lap traffic. Emerson McAndrew-Uren is now 19th.
There we go. So he's certainly making his moves back up through the field, but I suspect this is certainly not what a lot of these drivers wanted to see in terms of conditions. Looking at the window, Henry,
it's sunny.
It's sunny. It stopped
the sun
raining.
is shining, and the championship standings. Now, this is the type of race. Now, Josh Cormack isn't even in the top 10 in the championship, but at the moment, Edward Haynes still leads the championship. Now, Cormack's trying to negotiate traffic. Now he's got to try and negotiate traffic. He goes to the inside of Kian Bernard, and you can see the difference there. Bernard turning the steering wheel, and the cart just goes straight. And Cormack, so that is Kian Bernard in 12th place, a lap down. So we've lapped everybody up to Samuel Lowdy. No, Samuel Lowdy has now been lapped. So Oliver Warner, the O-plate, Oliver Spencer rather, the O-plate champion, he is next in line. And under sunny skies on wet tyres, Josh Cormack leads by 43 seconds.
Well, this track could still dry out. It dries so quickly. The tarmac is very coarse, so the water just gets drained away. And there's no standing water. Like we say, it was just a damp track. And with everyone just running around, they'll just keep clearing the heat from the engines as well. It will cause a dry line.
The junior Rotax mechanics who are sitting waiting to go in, they're going to be absolutely beside themselves now. Wow.
They might be going on slicks.
They might be going on slicks. Incredible. Now he comes, our racing comes up to Joshua Cook. So this is now lapping 8th place, Joshua Cook. And he goes up the inside. Here's a battle on track. That's the battle for 5th, 6th and 7th. The battle for 5th, 6th and 7th is about to go a lap down. It's Haynes, Freeman and Chalk. 3.5 minutes to go, Anthony.
Yeah, exactly. This is certainly going to be an interesting end to this race. How are the lap times looking? They are down to exactly 1 minute now. Bang on the money.
For 1 minute for the drivers on slicks.
Yeah.
So the drivers on slicks have picked up 3 seconds on their lap times. Jensen Chalk, 10th in the world in Micromax last year, moves out of the way. So Chalk in 7th place goes a lap down. And now it's, Cormack is still going quicker than ever. So Cormack has got plenty of life left in those wet tyres. Up the hill, he's now lapped the number 93 Dan Holland car of Jack Freeman. And you've got this, you've got the little collection of Micromax drivers all watching from that Marshall post. And, you know, I've got to say, there's Edward Haynes has got a nose cone. That's a nose cone penalty if ever there was one on that car. And Haynes is not getting out of the way, and he shouldn't be getting out of the way. And look at that, there's Dian Pahal, Samuel Lucian, Harry Taylor, all sort of watching from the side. But they are Grayson Wortley is also retired. We've got 19 runners of the 22 starters. And Edward Haynes isn't too keen on letting the race leader by.
Well, he's got blue flags, so
now he should really have a look, and yes, he does now.
Yeah.
Out of choice. So we're now down to 4 drivers on the lead lap, and I've got to say the battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th is really hotting up. Luke Millwood leads Colby Patterson by 2 seconds, but Zach Starbuck for the Zip Factory team in kart number 88 has caught, and he's just passed Colby Patterson for 3rd place.
Well, this certainly could make it very interesting for them, and there we go. You can see coming through the shot now, and that looks to me there that Zach Starbuck has done the move on Colby Patterson. So he splits them, and now Starbuck's on the podium here.
Yep, the Toby George podium sweep at the moment is under threat. Zip have already taken 1 win today, and here comes Cormack. Sorry, that was the number 24, Patterson back into P3. Patterson is not going to get well. At the end of the day, the presentations, we always have the photos, and the teams that have done well, they want all their team members. Toby George will be like, I want our first dibs. He's going to be commanding Chris Walker's services, first dibs for the team photo. And now the problem is, though, Patterson and Starbuck are holding up the race leader as the race leader moves past to lap his teammate. Yes, he does. Now he's going to try and lap Zach Starbuck. And then it'll be just 2 karts left on the lead lap.
I think Cormac will be worrying at this point here. He'll be thinking, oh, wait, hold on, am I second? Well, I'm not leading. I'm catching up to the people who are in second and third.
No, so, right, 25 seconds plus a lap to go. 2 laps to go. Lap times. Wow, the drivers on slick tyres are now within a second, pace-wise. That is how quickly it changed. I mean, he may not lap the field. He may just fall short of lapping the entire field. And his teammate, Colby Patterson, tries to go back through. Oh, contact. And Starbuck spins. Oh, dear, Colby Patterson. There may be some issues afterwards. But that one will have to wait and see. Obviously, there is slip. Now, those drivers are getting a bit too close to the track.
Too close to the track there, aren't they?
I know they want to get a good view and they want to cheer Cormac home. So, the clock has struck 0. Luke Millwood is 54 seconds behind his teammate. There he is. There is first and second on your screen. Second leads first because second is nearly a full lap down. Luke Millwood sets a personal best lap, 56.46. Your race leader, Josh Cormac, 55.10. Now, Anthony Jordan normally interviews the winners, but the mechanic will find out that mechanic's name and shake his hand into Spoon Curve one more time. Down the hill, Josh Cormac, starting stone last, took the gamble, and the gamble pays off. Will he lap his teammate? He should. They should be saying to Luke Millwood, slow down and let Josh go because you don't have to do the extra lap. 1 lap in these conditions is very treacherous, so Luke Millwood needs to get out of the way and let his teammate go. Oh, he's not going to, is he? But history is made for Josh Cormac. What a win, a first win for Toby George Motorsport. And he's one of only 2 drivers to finish on the lead lap. Luke Millwood, I don't think Luke Millwood took the checkered flag, you know. I think Luke Millwood may have to do another lap because he crossed the line. Yes, he did. He is still racing as Luke Millwood. Someone go and tell Luke Millwood not to pull in, because he won't complete the last lap. He has to drive the number 38 kart, Toby George Motorsport. He has to drive the entire last lap. We'll wait to watch if he comes down. The team need to be telling Luke, don't pit because you won't take second. I know, there's a Jensen Chalk crash on the way to the line. And is that Millwood coming across the line there? Yes, he did. Luke Millwood did complete the last lap. And unofficially, it is a podium clean sweep for Toby George Motorsport. Well done, that team. And well done, Josh Cormac. The Falkirk MOT and Service Centre will be very proud of their driver, because the driver that they spent, well, all I can say is I hope the Falkirk MOT Service Centre are as quick as changing tyres as Josh Cormac's mechanic. And if they were thinking about dropping him as a sponsor, think again, because he is a winner in the Wera Tools British Kart Championship. And look in the background at the scenes there. One driver, that's the number 88 of Zach Starbuck. He will cross the line under his own power after an incident on the closing laps. I think that Jensen Chalk also had an incident on the last corner. You are going to see some emotion in the paddock. Lots of support on the live chat for Josh Cormac, and well-deserved. Motorsport Magpie, Harry Friel, all commenting in. There are some of the runners, and you can see The track is slick, but it's not wet. And, Sebastian Luce can drive his kart back to the pits. I think most of these karts will drive back to the pits. There is poor Dian Pahal going back to his kart there. Have to say, well done to the officials here for judging that perfectly. They judged those conditions perfectly. It was tricky, but it was not dangerous. And that is their primary concern. There will be other teams that will be moaning, saying they should have delayed it and let us all ride on wet tyres. Well, no, the proof was in the pudding, and the pudding said that those young drivers did a superb job of driving to the conditions. Yes, we had a few spins. There were no major accidents. Everyone is safe. And Josh Cormack is going to be speaking to Anthony Jordan down the pits now. Anthony, please take it away.
Thank you very much, Henry, down here in Parc Fermé, and I'm here with a Mr. Josh Cormack. Josh, you started this race at the back of the grid, the only driver on wet tyres, and then it rained.
Yeah, I'm really pleased. I thought it wasn't going to work, but then so at the start, as soon as I passed people, I just knew I think I might come first. So I had a feeling, and then I just came through with it, and I'm really happy with it.
Well, myself and Henry were saying in the commentary box before the race even started that Josh Cormack has won this race. So, the rain came tumbling down. But, still, what a drive from you, because it certainly wasn't easy, was it?
No, because there's loads of fast drivers out there, and I was really tricky. I thought I was going to spin, but I didn't, and I'm really happy for coming first.
Well, just to show it, you lapped everyone but Luke Millward. So that, I think, in itself deserves like a huge round of applause. Well, congratulations. First championship win in the British Kart Championships. Well done.
Thank you.
Excellent. Congratulations, Josh Cormack. We will speak to you a little bit later on the podium. Now, Luke Millward finishes in second place. I would like to chat to Luke, but for some reason he has decided to scarper. I don't know where Luke is, and there is a question mark over third place. I can see. In fact, actually, let's shout to Toby, George. Right, okay, just quickly, Toby. We don't usually speak. Okay, that's a 1-2, potentially 3, because there's a nose cone penalty on Colby's car. But what a result for you and the team.
Unbelievable. We saw the rain, we gambled with the one who was at the back and thought we had to go with the rest with the other two, and to be fair to them, they drove unbelievable.
Whose decision was it to go for the wets?
Me, the dad and the kid, we sort of just just nod and we did it, and that was it. Yeah.
Well, it worked out very well, so congratulations with you. I'm sure you'll be enjoying the podium a little bit later on. Luke Millward, who's here right in front of me. Lovely. Luke, take us down there. Well, Luke, second place. That was certainly a very challenging race. You were on slick tyres. What were you thinking at the start of that when the rain was coming down?
Well, what I was thinking, right, as soon as they all went off, I was like, right, I'm actually starting in 5th position, not 11th. So I'm like, well, suddenly you get into basically first after you come down the hill, right? You know Josh is on wet, so you're like, right, you've got to stay ahead of Josh for as long as you can.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, it was still a solid drive for you, wasn't it? And you come away with a P2. Great to see that you'll have you and Toby George on the podium. A 1-2, a nice result for you and the team.
Yes.
Well, congratulations. Well done. We'll see you on the podium a little bit later on. Well done.
Yes.
Excellent. Well done to Luke Millward there. Again, question mark. Right, okay, so I've got Edward Haynes here. Edward, come and have a chat with me now. Do you know the gap now between yourself and Colby?
No.
You still don't know it? Right, neither do I, because it just says 1 lap. So apparently it was about 4 seconds or so. So I think then that would mean with the nose cone penalty that Colby's got, it puts you up into P3 and on the podium. So, yeah, because you finished 4th. Yeah, Edward Haynes, you finished 4th. Colby got a nose cone. It's a 5-second time penalty, and I think you're only 4th. You got a nose cone as well? Right, okay, I've got no idea who finished 3rd. Henry, I need help here. Anyway, we'll see. But how was the race for you anyway?
It was Jack Freeman.
You think it was Jack? Right, okay, well, we'll try and ascertain it. But how was the race for you?
All right, but
Yeah.
I crashed on when I was going out up there, and then I didn't make the place back.
Right, okay. Well, we'll find out about who is third place. But for now, I think it's you. But we'll find out in a moment, all right?
Okay.
Well done, well done. Edward Haynes. Right, okay, so here's Colby. Colby, come and have a quick chat. Now, you did finish third on track. You've come away with a nose cone as well. But how challenging were those conditions?
Very. When it got to the point where Starbuck came past me, I was like, oh, geez, this is going to get hard.
Yeah.
And I went up the inside, he turned in his span, and then it got to the point where I had a gap, and I was like, I can't give up now. I've got to go.
Yeah,
And now.
Well, it certainly looked like a challenge for you, but you got away with it kind of all the way through the race. Again, unfortunate about the nose cone, but still.
I still have it.
You might still have it, like you say, yeah, because if Freeman's got one as well, we don't know who's third, so you might be all right here. But yeah, still a solid result for you. Are you happy with that in the team?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, awesome stuff. We'll see if you're on the podium a little bit later on, but well done, mate, well done. Well...
We now move on to Micromax, and in just their second appearance at around the Wera Tours British Championship as a permanent class, the Micromax final is one that made history. Made history for lots of reasons: the weather, the result, and the fact that we have never had a driver win a round of the British Championship by over a minute. In fact, only the top two drivers finished on the top step of the podium. We have 3 new podium positions and 1 new podium team. Finishing in third place, representing Toby George Motorsport, it's Colby Patterson. So Colby gets his official photograph from Chris Walker. Trophy, oh. Well done, well done. Now, in a race where one driver was on wet tyres, everyone else on slick tyres, Toby George Motorsport not only won the race, they also came first and second in the race of all the drivers on slick tyres, which is just as impressive as the winner. But finishing in second place in his first season in the British Championship, the only other driver to finish on the same lap as the winner, it's Luke Millward.
Don't drop it.
He's got the pose. The pose is good, Luke. The pose is good. Look at the camera. Big smile. P1. There we go. Well done. He's got the podium position down. Now, this next driver. They changed tyres very, very quickly at the Falkirk Tyre and MOT Centre, and that's just as well, because the most inspired tyre gamble we've seen in the history of the championship resulted in this next driver's first British Championship win. Representing Toby George Motorsport on the top step of the podium, along with his mechanic, dad, and chief strategist Dave Cormack, please welcome Josh Cormack. And that is a podium clean sweep for Toby George Motorsport in their second weekend in the British Championship. But like I said, they won with the tyre gamble, but they also came first and second of all the drivers on slick tyres. So well done and congratulations. Your Micromax podium, Josh, Luke, Colby and Toby George Motorsport. How long is it?